What up, though? This is Knockouts in 3 Counts. But before we bring you another episode of Podcast Gold, let me tell you about the homies over at Michigan's Finest. Do you ever find yourself trying to get yourself together and thinking, man, this is going to be a great night, but I'm looking for that little extra something? Well, check out our friends at Michigan Finest. If you are into medical marijuana, recreational marijuana, concentrates, vapes, anything of that sort, Michigan's Finest has got you covered. And as you can see here, it's all easily done by their website. It's all curbside, and you'll be in and out in 2 minutes. And they're family owned and operated, so customer service is their number one goal. And now, since they are rocking with Knockouts in 3 Counts, use the code KO3MF. Yes, that's KO3MF. You get 10% off your entire order, but that does exclude featured items and items that are already on sale. But if you use that code, you're getting 10% off your items, and I promise you, either if you're looking for that big knockout or you're ready to hit the sheets for that 3 count, Michigan's Finest will get you together. Tell them Knockouts in 3 Counts sent you, and I promise you, you're going to be having a great night. Peace.
This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts in 3 Counts. We got a new world champion.
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts in 3 Counts is the podcast dating to the real deal, baby.
Knockouts in 3 Counts starts now.
Ooh, what up, though? This is another Tuesday. It is Knockouts in 3 Counts, and apparently it's not J-Bone, it's not Uncle Chase, it's Uncle Bone in the bottom box, but holy shit, it's Halloween, so who knows what's going to happen. We've got a hell of a show for you. I mean, I can see your nose hairs, bro.
Thanks, man. I've been trying to trim them down.
If I could see yours from here, bro, you've got like a real fucking talent.
What's up?
What up, Kathy? Everybody who's in here, check in. Let us know where you're watching from, how you holding up with the hurricane down there, Kathy, and all that good stuff. We've got a lot of shit to talk about. I mean, you know, tonight's actually fucking a stacked night. You've got Tales from the Territory coming on, which we've already talked about, and I've totally am loving the shit out of that. And then AEW Dynamite is on tonight instead of Wednesday, so you got that. And then this weekend is stacked. You've got Halloween Havoc. You've got UFC 280. And we've got the reason why Uncle Chase has decided to come grace us with his presence again. What? Uncle Chase has dropped a nice bombshell in that he and Detroit's own and fellow past guest of this show, MM3, will be taking on Bussy, the team of Allie Katch and Effy, this Saturday at Harpos in Detroit for GCW. So, gentlemen, how the fuck are you guys doing? Donald, what up, no? If you guys are in here, drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you're coming to GCW, drop it in the fucking comments.
Yay!
Yay. What up, Donald?
Donald.
We're going to be pretty busy this weekend, Kyle. You know,
you're not lying, dude, because like not only that, like
full Saturday.
And if Saturday goes the way, like if everything goes to plan, not only am I gonna get to like see Uncle Chase do his thing in a match that'll be pretty badass, I'm gonna be up 500 bones. Ah, damn it! I can redeem myself for losing me and female BKFC champ Christine Faria money the last time I put a parlay in. But if you guys are fans of BKFC, you can go check that out too. Hit the subscribe button. But
you know,
yeah, a lot of shit going on.
You know what that means when you hit that $500? Beer's on you.
Well, if I win $500, it won't be a problem. Shit, I won't be broke then.
Kyle's like, okay, Bud Light, come on, guys, let's not get fucking crazy.
No, dirty 30s. We'll sneak them in. That's the only way Kyle's paying for it.
Oh.
Great.
What are you talking about?
Now we're gonna get checked at the door.
Ah, damn! You're talking about dirty 30s. I drank plenty on my dirty 30. Damn it! I did.
No Bud Light for me, pal.
I drank plenty. These fuckers were giving me beer and tequila. Like, what the fuck? So, I mean, don't tell me nothing about dirty 30s because my dirty 30 definitely had some.
I was talking about cheap beers. I was.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
30s. I was talking about Busch Lights and Bush and fucking what else comes in?
Natty,
Pabst
like-
Blue Ribbon.
What up, though,
Natty,
Chris?
Fucking only the cheapest and fucking easiest consumed beers come in 30 packs. That's all.
Like
I'm
Red
trying
Dog.
To say
It's
here.
disgusting. Man, that's fucking gross.
Well, Uncle Chase, bro, it's been a little while since we've had you on the show. Obviously, you know, if anyone is following us at KO3C Pod, you know, everybody's been talking about a lot of their travels. Well, you were on one of my recent travels when we went to Chicago. You know, you did your thing with Effy and did Effy's Big Gay Brunch and did all the getting to wrestle ASF and all that. So before we get into what you got going on this weekend, what's new in the world of Uncle Chase?
I'm feeling really good. I'm just coming off a win of Alex Shelley. I just beat Alex
Fucking
Shelley.
awesome.
Yeah, it was so sick. We over there at Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling. Dream come true. I got to travel with the one, Kyle Collison. In
one.
Chicago, 2 days in a row.
In the flesh.
In the flesh. Eating Wendy's for dinner. And you know, for real, Kyle had some fire shit. I don't know that had me floating. I like literally could not walk. I was above 2 pounds, and I had to wear weights to be put on the ground. I had to wear weights in my shoes to walk because he had me floating. But besides that, no. But my career's going great, man. Is this where I pit? Is this where I talk about everything coming up or no?
However you want to do it, bro. Well, tell us about it, man. You talked about GCW, you know, and I know when we were traveling up there, you know, you said one of the things you really wanted to happen was that you wanted to, you know, get to wrestle here at Harpos. So tell me a little bit about that, you know, like tell me about what the response was like for you out of Chicago, and, you know, how are you feeling about getting to work at,
yeah,
getting to work. Yeah,
I'll tell you because you guys will get the exclusive. You guys get this story. So I went up to Chicago Friday or Saturday afternoon. I missed my match. I actually ended up missing my match at GCW, but I showed up and I hung out still, and it was whatever. But something happened before the main event, and they needed to fill time. So Brett runs over to me and he goes, "Can you be in the ring in 15 minutes?" And I'm like, I was already chilled. I was like, I was in chill mode, but you don't mess it up. You don't mess up opportunity like that. ASF, he's one of my favorite guys to watch. He came in the door. Brett looks at him, goes, "Can you be in the ring in 15 minutes? And you know what? We were in the ring in 13 minutes. They needed time filled on the show. So, you know, missing the match, I fell down for a minute, but honestly, it was even better because I was there for the company. I took the match on short notice, and we ended up having a great match. So that, and then on top of,
did he freeze? Corey, you still there?
I'm here. I can hear it. Yeah. No. What?
I didn't hear him at all. Like he went completely dead. It went completely dead on my end.
I wasn't talking.
Yeah, thanks for interrupting me, jerk.
I couldn't hear you.
So that was great. That was even better than just being in a random scramble. I actually was there to help the show, and Brett was really appreciative of that. And then I got to have a great match the next day for Effy's Big Gay Brunch. That was probably the biggest crowd I've ever been in front of, about 700 people, and they were all there for queer wrestling, and it was so cool to see. It was amazing, dude. I like literally cried in the ring. It was awesome. And then I got to hang out with Kyle, and that made me cry even more.
I guess that depends on who you're asking, but I had a hell of a weekend that night.
Yeah, no, man, it was really awesome. I'm glad you asked because it was a special time. So going from that, and then I never talked to Brett. Me and Brett have a relationship where it's like he says, "Hey, this is what I want you to do," and that's it. We never talk. But before I left, I looked at him. I go, "Hey, you never booked me at Harpos. You already came twice, and you always skip me over." I was like, I deserve it. Like, I need to be at this show. And he loved that. He honestly like really respected it. He hit me up and he's like, "Okay, you're on, man." He's like, I feel you. You're on. So, you know, I shot my shot, and that's how I made it on the show. Straight up.
Well, let me ask you that.
Awesome.
Like, you know, that's something we talked about while we were driving too, is, you know, you talked about how special it was for you to be working Effy's show and stuff like that. And I know that we got to talk a little bit afterwards and hearing, you know, some of the responses after y'all got to the back. do you think that your performance on Effy's Big Gay Brunch, you know, maybe Effy or anybody else, you know, that kind of opened some eyes like, yo, we need to put this dude on Harpos? Because, I mean, it's not like you haven't done stuff with GCW before, but as you mentioned, you know, they've been here a few times to Harpos now. And I mean, not only that, the match that they put you in, it's not like they put you, I mean, you've been in scramble matches. This is a damn good match for y'all to have a straight up tag match, and then to have a fellow Detroit guy like MM3 as your partner. So it's a good look for the whole scene. It's a good look for the city. You know, I mean, GCW is going to be on and popping this Saturday, and Knockouts and 3 Counts is in the building. So how are you feeling with that?
It's incredible. And Brett asked me what I wanted to do. He asked me about MM3. I totally endorsed it. I know this is going to be a great match. I've always wanted to wrestle Bussy, so this is going to be great. But like, more than that, like, seriously, this card has something for everyone. Commander versus Skywalker is going to be an incredible lucha match that will never happen again on American soil, probably. So like, this is going to be very, very, very special. Shane Mercer versus Tommy Vendetta. That is a perfect booking. If you know these two, this is the perfect booking. We got Hoodfoot having a death match. We got all the big tag teams in a big doors, ladders, tables match. There's Gresham. Who's Gresham wrestling? Yamamoto in this one?
Yeah, Yamamoto, yep.
This is incredible. Yamamoto on American
and Gringo
soil.
Loco's on there too. Shout out to past guest of the show, Gringo Loco.
He's wrestling Nick Wayne. There's something for everybody on this show. I'm serious. This is going to be special, special, special card, dude. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm about to go hard, bro. You think I begged to go to Harpos to not go hard? No. I'm gonna go like it's my last match, dude. Straight up. That's how I'm going for everything. Period.
I like it, bro.
Yeah,
it's go ahead, Corey. My bad.
That's the one way to keep getting them return calls, man. It's like a booty call, right? You know, you're doing something right if you're getting that return call. If it's a one-time shot, it ain't nothing special. But if you're getting that call back and you're coming up time after time, you must be doing something right. So clearly you're doing something right for GCW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely know what you're saying. I get the call back all the time. That's why I'm here with Jordan. But honestly, it's like being on the road, being called to be on the road with GCW meant a lot to me. That was a goal of mine, to be invited on the road. So to do it in Chicago, and I got to be there with Kyle, like one of my closest friends from home. My friend Tyler was in town. I got to hang out with her. Like, that was a really special weekend for me. And my match with Blake Christian at the last show from GCW Detroit was like really monumental for my career too, because we had a really good show. Like, we had a really good match, even though I did get injured towards the end, but like, I'm good now. Like, that match meant a lot for my career. But yeah, that's the GCW story, dude. Like, straight up, like, come out. If you are in Michigan, come out, because there's so many great Michigan wrestlers being represented on this show, and there's something for everyone, like several matches for everyone. It's really incredible. And there's going to be something else announced for sure. I know for a fact that there's something else that hasn't been announced for the show too. So it's going, there's something big. There's a lot of stuff brewing, man. We're really knocking it out.
We've sang the praises of GCW for a while on here, man. I mean, they put on good shows, whether you like it or not. I mean, at least I always have a good time. Corey said that was, you know, it's ironic that you're facing Effy, you know, because that was the person who stuck out most to Corey. And Corey had said that was, you know, his favorite show of the weekend from Chicago the year before and All Out. So, you know, we've been saying that with GCW for a while. So GCW, if you're listening, you know, Knockouts and 3 Counts DMs are always open. Just ask Ninja Mac. Just ask Lindsay Snow. Just ask Janai Kai, who a little birdie told me she might be seeing you soon. And you know who else might be seeing us soon? Come again Thursday. You know, I said that we had some stuff cooked up for this one. You know, cards always subject to change. If you're, you know, a wrestling fan, you already know these kind of things. But we've got quite the episode coming for you guys this Thursday as well, just to let you know. We're going to have Josh Fremd fresh before his fight in the UFC against Trayshawn Gore, fresh out of the Ultimate Fighter. And then we will also be joined by fellow Pittsburgh native, the king of the motherfucking Butterfinger, the savage gentleman, Victor Benjamin. will be joining us for a second time on the show. So what up, though? If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow button, like button, all the motherfucking buttons so that you get the little notification. Right. Hit all the buttons. We fuck with it too, like I say.
And make your friends subscribe too. Force them. Lock them in the room.
Force them.
Lock them up. Lock them in the room. Put a screen in front of them. Say, you click here. Subscribe to the show.
I'm going to knock and I agree with J-Bone, and that's how we met most of our friends. And that's why, it's a full basement. I'm here to help keep guard. But
we've been locked in so many rooms together. It's
let me just
more locked doors.
I just love these guys on this podcast so much because you know what? Because I got a lot of stuff to plug. That's why I love you. I got going.
So we're just platform whores, apparently.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Just let me plug the rest of my shit real quick. I do want to shout out Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling. That's who ran me and Alex Shelley. Of course, I'm always going to shout them out every time I come on here. But listen,
no problem.
This card that we have coming up, and I say we because this is my family, dude. This card that we have up is scary good. Tommy Vendetta versus Aaron Orion in a death match. That is nasty. That is going to be a classic match. Justin Kyle's wrestling Josh Bishop, and honestly, the crowd just be signing waivers. I when they told me the card, I literally the first thing I said was, "We can't do that. We literally can't do it. People will be injured. People will be hurt. This is too small of a space." I can't. I'm not allowed to give spoilers, obviously, but Josh Bishop versus Justin Kyle. There's more. We have some more of my AIW crew coming to Mr. Chainsaw this month that I can't say, but it is going to be ridiculous. My match, I get another title match. Cody, I got another title match. I'm going for my third title on Mr. Chainsaw. I'm wrestling Jason Hotch 1-on-1. And this is going to be this is easily going to be my hardest match that I've had all year, easily, because Jason Hotch, I mean, this guy he's just now starting his prime, and most guys aren't ready for what I'm going to do when it comes to evasions on the ropes. I know so many rope tricks. I know all these different moves no one's ever seen, but Jason Hotch is trained by Trey Miguel, and Trey Miguel knows all that stuff. He's better than me at these evasions, these rope tricks, this stuff. So I'm not going to be able to catch Hotch off guard. And he has a gas tank for days. So if he starts working my body and gasses me out, I mean, it's going to be a long night for me, seriously. So I've been really, really working on that cardio because I really want to show some shades of my younger side against this guy. Because if I can't go more than 5 minutes at his pace, the kind of pace he brings, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat him. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to surprise some people. It's not going to be about me lifting weights in the gym. It's not going to be about me doing these cool workouts and posting them on my story and shit. This is going to be me. I'm working on my gas tank. I'm working on the different rope things that no one's ever seen before. I'm going to show you guys something special. Anybody who wasn't hyped for this match, I'm going to make them eat their words. And even if that's Jason Hotch himself, if he's not excited to wrestle me, then guess what? I'm catching you off guard. You're going to see some shit you've never seen before. Okay. And thank you, Donald, for that. I'm going to do something special on November 5th. I really, really feel that in my bones. Seriously. And thanks for letting me go off on that shit. Cause I really believe that shit.
That's a hell of a shout out, saying he has better ring rope, play, I guess, or however you.
He might not, but his trainer does. His trainer is incredible, and he's so fast. Trey Miguel and Jason Hotch is so fast. I just wrestled Alex Shelley. He was the fastest guy I've wrestled. Since I was a teenager, dude. Maybe my early 20s. Like, Alex Shelley's still incredibly fast, and I was not prepared for something like that. So, I learned from every match. Did I win? Yeah, but he beat my ass. Yeah, he beat my ass. Like, seriously, the whole match was basically me hoping to roll him up and win. And then, after about 15 tries, I finally pinned him. But he beat my ass the whole match, and I learned from that. And I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm going to be the fastest I've ever been. And I might not even rock the khaki shorts. I I might wear some real
shit.
good indie gear, you know, some crazy tights with the sparkles and shit. Like, let's go. I'm ready, bro.
I'm with it, bro.
They're coming.
I'm looking forward to it. Number one, there's a few things I want to address out of what you said. Number one, I totally agree with you with what you were saying with Mr. Chainsaw Pro. Obviously, shout out to past guests of the show, Mikey Zero, for putting down another banger and shit. Secondly, I agree completely with the whole Alex Shelley sentiment because I've been a fan of that guy for I don't know how long. And thirdly, when we get to Trey Miguel and Jason Hotch, now I gotta give credit where it's due. Again, Donald is the one that put me on to Jason Hotch. Jason Hotch is somebody that we've talked to about coming on the show, and like you said, he's really starting to make his name now in Impact. You know, now that he's a gut check winner, you know, we've seen him on TV in the last few weeks, as well as fellow past guests of the show, Jack Price and the Shogun. So, I mean, all of those guys, just to see them out here doing their thing and doing their thing on Impact, the more you're getting in there with guys like that and matches like what you have in GCW, I mean, it's only going to be better for you. And I couldn't sing the praises of the ones that you named any more than you already have. Before we get off of GCW real quick, J-Bone, I want to know what your thoughts are heading into it. And then Chase, like I said, I want to know basically what other match besides yours are you looking forward to most? And, you know, why, you know, you mentioned that it's special for you to be in the ring with Effy, but why, what is it about this match that makes it so special besides it being, you know, GCW and Harpos? So J-Bone, I'll let you go first, but.
Wait, what was it? What?
So the question, what are your thoughts on the show? And I said, what is Chase's favorite match outside of his own?
Okay. My thoughts on the show, like he said, the card's stacked, dude. But I'll tell you what, besides his match, I'm really looking forward to seeing Gringo Loco live again.
Gringo.
That is one of the.
He's on another level right now.
He is, dude. Like we've seen him in Vegas.
Just at AAA, him and Janela and all them beating the fuck out of Vikingo and shit.
Yeah, dude. That guy is on another level right now. So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be what they call a banger these days. Nick Wayne.
Just ask Sheamus.
Yeah,
banger after banger.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I said, this has all the elements of just being a good night. You know, we start with the UFC fights. We get to go to GCW with the boys. We get to see Uncle Chase do his thing out there.
Right.
Pick up the dub. Some good wrestling out there. It's just going to make for a great Saturday. I can't wait, man.
I'm loving it, dude. Like I said, we're missing Corey this weekend. Corey's going to be fucking playing in the dirt.
Trip. Yeah, I'm on a family trip on the side-by-sides down to Tennessee. So I'm going to go climb some mountains in a machine that hopefully we won't roll too many times, if you know what I'm saying.
Damn.
I'm back in one piece, dude. All right.
Look, after what we found out on my birthday, you know, we don't need anybody rolling any more shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. But, you know, before we get on to Halloween Havoc, you know, you bring up another great fucking point. So I did tell you guys that I would tell you who I was going to be for Halloween, but maybe you got to make sure you follow us at KO3C Pod, and maybe I'll give you a hint. But J-Bone, have you figured out what the fuck you're doing for Cheapy Creepy yet?
Man, I have so many ideas. I got to really narrow it down, dude. I got to do something where I keep the hat on. You know what I mean? Because we don't want this tiny dome floating around Cheapy Creepy, and then you'll never have a shot at Link.
Dude, I know.
She sees this ball floating around. Says, "What's that thing?" You don't want to do that.
This guy, oh my god,
You don't
this
want to
guy
do that.
gets more pussy than anybody I know.
I mean, I'm just gonna say this.
Listen, that's a show for another time.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna say this. J-Bone did well for himself. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's it. Listen, that's a show for another time. So I'm thinking about being Sting. Maybe I'll be Sting. Or maybe I'll be the Godfather. How about the Godfather?
Ooh, I love that. Well, that's who you are in real life, so you might as well go ahead and.
Maybe I'll be the Godfather.
The whole train. Hell yeah.
And I'll be your hoe.
Whoa.
Okay. This show has gone on. Is it past 10 o'clock? It's not even past 10 o'clock.
This ain't knockouts and 3 counts after dark yet, but if you guys are new here, this is what you can expect every Tuesday and Thursday. You never know what you're about to get. But
it goes off the rails.
All right.
Tell you.
So all of you guys who are watching, I need you guys to chime in the comments. So I'm already going. I'll just say this. I might be freshly squeezed come Halloween. But with that being said, Corey, motherfucker, we need to find a costume for this big son of a bitch. He's turning 30. We're going to get him drunk and go to a Halloween party, damn it.
You're turning 30?
30? Oh, my
Yeah.
Why did I think you were older than this?
Corey.
No.
He's the same age. He's younger than me. He's the same age.
I'm a baby.
Wow, I had no idea, man.
Do I really look that old? Wow. All right, fine.
You
then.
know,
Yeah, you old fuck.
I think it's not necessarily your looks, but like your maturity. And all my
Yeah.
like all my friends are so immature, so it's just like I would never see that.
Lots of not so hard years, but hard years will make you that way. And then raising kids. I mean,
He's like, do I
Jordan
look
can
old? You're the
attest to that.
prettiest man I've ever seen.
You got the best hair I've ever seen.
You're
in
the
real
best
life.
looking man in person I've ever seen.
Still waiting on that shampoo sponsor too. So
Yeah, Booker T's been
Conditioner.
waiting
It's
since
just-
2002,
it's really
bro.
just conditioner. They
Corey's
use the
knockout
shampoo,
conditioner.
It's the conditioner.
sponsor or something. We need, get him on the get somebody on the horn. Who's it? Head and shoulders.
Knocking out split ends.
Hell yeah, we're open for all the sponsorships. If you want to, shoot your business or product or whatever and advertise on knockouts and 3 counts, those DMs are open. Money, dollar bill, y'all. But it's almost time for taxes, so make sure you check out our other sponsor, G3 Payroll and Tax, and tell them knockouts and 3 counts sent you. Jack and the team will get you right. I need a tax refund. Write them out now, Jack. I just had to pay for LA and I'm broke.
The accountant.
You don't want to be
The
audited, bro. You don't want to be audited, man.
Yeah, you don't want IRS to come get you. But speaking of IRS, we're not going to go too far into it. But Uncle Chase, what did you think of the return of Bray Wyatt, bro?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It was so sick.
It's awesome.
It's incredible. It's literally just like, hey, there's nothing else he could have done, and it was just still so good. It's like, of course he's gonna do something cool, and then he's gonna show up, and he's gonna do. I can't even get deep into it. It's just cool. I can't explain.
It was
'cause I can't
badass.
do shit like that. So it was fucking incredible.
Has anything else played out since the?
He showed up on Friday and cut a promo, and from honestly, I feel like everything he said was like straight from the heart because he talked about how he had lost 2 people close to him, meaning he had lost, Brody Lee. And, they talked about that. I've also heard that his brother Bo might be headed back to WWE as well. And then on top of that, man, what was so cool is I like the fact that they acknowledged all the different parts of Bray, right? Because when he come back, you had the different Firefly Funhouse characters all throughout there, and then the burnt up, charred up Fiend mask on the table. So then for him to come back out and essentially be like, I don't want to say like just Bray, but like there was no... no pageantry.
He burnt the past and is now coming in as himself.
Right. And they left it in a spot where you really don't know what that means. Because right after he cut that promo, there was also like the evil voice that came up after that. And like, it's like the dark side. So I feel like it's still going to be like a split kind of thing, but I'm not going to lie. I like what I've seen so far, but before we get on to, UFC 280, Halloween Havoc is going down this weekend. J-Bone,
Jeez, man.
That's the same night as UFC.
We bouncing around real quick. Let me.
Jeez.
How can we?
Hey,
Jeez,
I'm gonna be a cheapy creepy too.
Oh shit! Corey, you better bring your ass, some bitch. It's gonna be a damn good time. I'm just saying, seriously.
I got tickets for both nights, dude. You're over here talking about what do you guys? I'm there too.
I didn't know you were coming, Unc. So what the hell are you gonna be?
I am gonna be the best. Like I always no, but don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
Keep it.
I'm not gonna be there. Dead air. No, but
I guess you got to show up to find out.
No, but
Fuck around, and find out.
Listen, my wife, she's an incredible creative mind. We will be busting out some ridiculous costumes like we do every year. We love some cheapy creepy. When it fits into the schedule, we always go. So I'll be there both nights this year. I know we're gonna do. I know we're gonna do Billy and Mandy from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy one night for sure. And then we're gonna do. And then I'm probably gonna do a wrestler outfit. So I guess I'm gonna keep that on the low. I'm actually gonna be a wrestler. It's this one right there. Next to that one. Yep.
This one?
Yeah. I'm going to be a wrestler on one of the days, and I'm going to be Billy from Billy and Mandy on one of the days. So it's the best time though, for real. Cheapy creepy. It's such a weird vibe because it's like everyone's like having fun and we're drinking PBRs and shit, but then they're just like a band playing their soul out, and like they're having the best show of their fucking lives, and you're just like, you just stumble into a little room with someone playing Metallica, and you're like, what's going on here, dude? It makes no sense. Devin, shout out to my homie over there. He's getting a big opportunity for a Black Label Pro, and I'm really happy for him.
Hell yeah.
Get me booked, bitch. No, but yeah, Creepy Cheapy, I'll be there with knockouts and 3 counts.
Let me just give a little context on the Creepy Cheapy experience. So
I had a fucking blast.
It was a great time last year. So we go last year. So one thing that happened on stage that is fucking hilarious.
Oh my God, yes.
You know what I'm talking. You know.
Yes.
They're on stage. They're doing the candy eating contest, right? There's a girl on stage, pretty decent looking woman, young lady, I must say.
She was hot, if I'm honest, but
hammered out of her mind. Let's be honest. She had way too much to drink. She's up there. She's like, I'm gonna win this shit. I'm standing here to the window, and right in front of the stage. So she's just mowing down. I mean, you name it, Almond Joys, Heath, whatchamacallit. It doesn't even matter. So she's pounding down this candy, and she starts eating her own hair. Right, her hair is going into her mouth. Right. So she's just fucking kicking it. She ends up losing. It doesn't matter, whatever. So by the time they announce the winner, she's starting to walk towards the edge of the stage where I'm at, and she's doing the whole gag thing. You know, so I'm just like, oh, okay, well, this is gonna happen. You know, I'm about to catch a bomb here. But yeah, that's Creepy Cheapy. Girls eating candy in their own hair and almost puking. It's
this
actually pretty fun.
Kyle said cheapy. I'll go.
Hey, nobody can.
No. And to make it even more better.
Even more better.
Knockouts and 3 counts is going to be in the house this year. So
yeah, dude.
Well, technically, we were in the house last year. You just technically weren't official. Now it's official.
They didn't know about it.
Uncle Bone's going to be there. We're going to be boning too.
I thought we were going to be Billy and Chuck. No.
Oh, Billy and Chuck. Oh yeah, I am going to be Billy. My wife's going to be Mandy, but you're going to be Chuck.
We'll talk about it later.
Bro, Corey, you gotta come with us to this shit. Like, I'm serious. From the Metallica cover band shit that was there, I'm not kidding. I literally was like, I was pushing motherfuckers. Ask J-Bone. I was pushing motherfuckers around. I had a couple beers with me, dude. It was good time. It was good time. Like
3 bands playing at once the whole time. You have to go to different rooms.
Dude, the Britney Spears shit might have been the like hypest shit of the night for some reason.
There's always a big pop act like on the main stage. It's incredible.
And Metallica kicked ass too.
Dude, they always do. So, dude, there's so many great bands this year. I literally cannot wait. Plus, like, yeah, drinks $3. It's gonna be hard to fucking beat. And you know what, Corey, if you come, you ain't paying for any drinks, bro.
It's your birthday, man.
We got you all night, dude.
It's your birthday. Kyle's paying.
Kyle's paying.
How does this immediately go to Kyle?
What?
Kyle's paying.
You're the host.
Well, J-Bone, you're the one bringing home the money bags, man. What the fuck?
No,
I mean, you know, this ain't a lie, but
I mean, I haven't gotten to go see our friends at G3 Payroll and Tax yet, bro. After I go see them, we'll be great. You know, that's why you got to hit that link in the motherfucking description, and then go use the other promo code at Michigan's Finest, and you'll be having a great night.
Just so you know, the headline on the night of your birthday on the 29th is a local band by Adidas Boys.
Oh yeah,
they're playing as Korn.
They're doing Korn.
Hell yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
Hell yeah, I'm already looking forward to this shit.
Blink 182, Kid Cudi. I love Kid Cudi.
Hey, Uncle Chase going to Black Label. Oh shit!
The promoter did just follow me like a week ago.
Fuck
Mikey,
yeah,
he
well-
followed me like a week ago, so I know it. You know, maybe I'll sneak in there.
Little
Hey,
bit
bro.
business moves.
I'm liking it. Business moves, we've been cranking out a few of those ourselves, so I'm with it. All the merrier. I like to see all the homies eating. But
I know
Cheapy
you like to
Creepy's
I
Go
know you
ahead.
like to keep the movie. I know you like to keep the podcast moving, but I just want to say real quick. I was so happy when I watched the commercial for the Dispo for Michigan's Finest before the show because, dude, like that's such an awesome sponsor. You guys are really out here now, bro. Like that's so sick. Seriously, everybody has the same sponsors. All these podcasts around here, they all have the same ones. You're really branching out. We got the payroll. We got the Dispo. Because you know what? I'm going to use my taxes at the Dispo. So it's like, it's honestly perfect.
A 2-for-1. You might as well.
Yeah,
get
no, it's going to be perfect. I can't wait.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm shout out to Scott. Shout out to Michigan's Finest. Like I said, they're part of the family now. So like I said, go check them out. All right. Halloween Havoc. I'm surprised they're doing it the same night as UFC, but then again, at the same time, I do like that they're at least finally seeming to like put some juice back into NXT and kind of livening it up. Now since we've seen a lot of the names return, I like that we're seeing I like that we're seeing a lot of the main roster stars show up. Like we know tonight, I'm not watching it obviously right now, but you've got Raquel from SmackDown is going to fight Rhea Ripley. Raquel's going to be the one facing Cora Jade, and then Roxanne's going to have to fight Rhea on NXT tonight. So I like all the integration and mix. And Uncle Chase, have you gotten to check out any of this stuff since the Triple H takeover? And if so, what do you think?
I think nothing because I haven't watched it.
All right, that sums it up. You always are good for fucking checking stuff out, so I figured there's a good chance you did check it out. But
Sorry,
J-Bone, I'll throw that one to you then. What do you think? What do you think with NXT? Are you excited for Halloween Havoc? Is there anything that sticks out to you that you're looking forward to seeing?
I am, man. Halloween Havoc is always one of my favorite pay-per-views going back to the WCW days. So I'm glad they kind of reinvigorated that pay-per-view. But just the main event, man. Braun Breaker versus I always botch his name.
Dragunov and JD McDonough, even though he should still just be Jordan Devlin, but fuck it.
Right. But I'm looking forward to that. I don't think that belt's going anywhere, but that's gonna be hard hitting, fast paced. That's gonna be fun, man. So that's it.
Well, what if Braun's gonna? What do you think? There's any chance he goes up to the main roster?
I mean, I'd like to see it, but where's that leave NXT? You know what I mean? With who? Who's the face of NXT at that point? I don't think you have somebody yet to get to that, to take that spot. So I don't think it'd be a good idea yet.
I mean, Ilya Dragunov was champion and then blew his shit up, but
yeah, you got to give him some time. I think once we get to like the Royal Rumble area and it starts to be more of a reality thing, like where these guys can come up towards WrestleMania or at the end of Rumble or in the Rumble or something. Yeah. Once we start seeing who the next face of NXT is, then I think we can start thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I don't think they'll pull him from the brand yet because, especially to your point, Kyle, with them trying to reinvigorate everything and kind of put their stamp back on it and say this is, a quality thing to watch again type of deal. They're going to want to keep their face at the top of it, and I feel like that's what we're going to continue to see at least for a little while.
I agree, man. Like I said, I've been a big fan of what we've seen from everybody that's involved. And like we said, the other two people that are in that match could definitely be somebody that I can see them, having pick up that ball. They also got the vacant North American title ladder match, which every time they've had a ladder match on one of these big shows, it always seems to end up being good. So what do you think about that ladder match, J-Bone?
I mean, I just don't like that I feel like every time the North American title is defended, it's in a ladder match, though. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's kind of running side by side with that. I feel like
well, right now they don't got a champion though, because remember they stripped Solo.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love ladder matches. Ladder matches are cool. Like that's like one of the better gimmick matches ever. But
what up, champ?
I don't want to see a ladder match every time we see a North American Championship match. You know what I mean? So, but with that being said, it's gonna be a banger. I mean, shit. What do you want?
You know about banging her.
I can't take this guy anywhere. Come on, man.
Man, all the more reason Corey needs to bring his ass out for Cheapy Creepy, and if you're in the area, you need to too. Look, man, all I know is it's shaping up to be a good thing. The other one that's interesting to me, although I wouldn't think these two guys would be in an ambulance match, the ambulance match between Damon Kemp and Julius Creed should be interesting. I like both of those guys, but to be honest, other than Braun and them in the ladder match, the one for me is Mandy Rose and Alba Fire. I liked her when she was still Kaylee Ray, but I think that this match is going to be a banger. I think this match is going to be a banger, and she, like I said, I don't know why they did the name change. Obviously, that happened, before Triple H took back over. But all I know is, I think there's a good chance we're seeing a new champ. I think Alba Fire might be the one to take that belt off of Mandy Rose.
I think it's about time. I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen. I think, like I said, I think they're just in a mix right now with NXT where we don't really know where everybody's going to land. You know what I mean? Like, there are potential call-ups, but at the same time, it wouldn't hurt to keep everybody where they're at in NXT. It's not going to do anything but good. But to your point, I wouldn't be mad if we see a title change. And from the look of it, it looks like that's opening the card too. So having a title change right off the rip, dude, top of the card, it's pretty huge.
Starting off hot. Like I said, I mean, I'm really kind of looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to see what we behind it. And this will also be the first pay-per-view for them with Booker T on the commentary. So I am, I don't know. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I was listening to Busted Open. Shout out to past guest of the show, Dave LaGreca, telling us that he's going to be live and doing his thing down there and in attendance over there in Orlando at the Performance Center and all that good stuff. But with all that being said, I'm really looking forward to these fucking fights this weekend, dude. I'm really looking forward to these fights. Speaking of the fights, before we get to the UFC, though, shout out to the champ, Christine Faria, in here checking in for a minute. Past guest of the show. I want to see the champ get back in the ring. If you guys are new here, make sure you check out our interview with the champ. We had a good time talking about old school training and all kinds of different shit with the champ, Christine Faria. But Mike the Marine Richmond, boy. I've been saying it ever since he got in there. This man is a fucking problem for anybody in BKFC right now. What do you think about him versus Lorenzo Hunt, Corey?
I mean, the matchup itself, I love the matchup. I'm kind of over the whole BKFC allowing the future opponents, to do a face-off in the ring and shit. Kind of over that, but other than that part, the potential matchup, I love the potential matchup. I mean, Lorenzo Hunt just coming off of the knockout himself. You're talking about a real banger fight to see who ends up as the unified champ at the division. And just really what Mike Richmond was able to do over this past weekend with the comeback,
and he got hurt too, bro. Like he was hurt.
That's what I mean. When I don't know who all have seen my Twitter post about it and stuff, but that was real. That was emotion straight after watching the event, man. And you could see that he went through it for sure. He earned that belt in that one. That was not a gimme fight by no means.
I agree 100%, dude. It was dope. Like I said, I've been watching Richmond since he was in Bellator and doing his thing there. It's crazy to think that guy used to fight at 135, 145, and now he's a thick ass 185.
You ain't
like that's crazy to me, dude. Like he fought at 135 and 145, and now this guy is just walking around like Cock Diesel and shit at 185.
I mean, and you can see he's definitely put on some size. Like it's all just not mass. I don't want to say mass as in like a bad, like he is just bulked up, big time. So I'm excited for what the Lorenzo Hunt matchup brings for a prospect future matchup. But realistically, I don't want to just move past what he was doing, what he did this weekend. And realistically, I'm trying to pull up the card here too because there's a couple other ones that I wanted to talk about as well. But
for what?
UFC.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the whole.
Or is this? Are we talking? BKFC?
He's talking. He's saying he wanted to talk BKFC. Well, while Corey finger fucks his phone, I agree with you. I'm 100% on the train with Mike Richmond. Their work, I mean, BKFC is always going to be exciting to watch just because of the fact that there's so much damage, there's so much violence. They're always doing their thing, and speaking of somebody who can inflict that violence, the champ Christine Faria checking in with us. But, UFC 280, bro, is man, I've heard this thrown around a few times since I've been watching fights where you hear somebody say this is the greatest UFC card of all time. I heard that around UFC 100. I heard that around, there's a few other ones that you can name right off the rip, but dude, this bitch is stacked from top to bottom. And champ, I'm going to redeem us this weekend. I'm going to win 500 big ones in this bitch if my parlay hits. I'm sorry you lost 200 big ones. I lost $20.
You better win this parlay.
God damn, I need to win this parlay because that WrestleCon hotel is like, it's a kick in the balls.
You've been pumping up this parlay, Kyle. So you better at least share.
Hell yeah, I'm going to share so if any of you guys want to win big money, follow this, or if you want to share in my misery, it just depends on who's asking. Let's see. Let me get my DraftKings app up. DraftKings, if you hear this, feel free to sponsor the show.
Everyone's like, drinks on you. Like, well, if you watch the show, you would do the same parlay as me, so I shouldn't have to pay.
Also, I got to pay G3 payroll and tax.
I wouldn't have to pay
my
because
extra
you should
income.
do the same parlay as me. We should all have $500 extra.
My extra income this year.
There's no excuse, bro.
So I picked Caitlin Chikagian to win. I picked Sean O'Malley to win, and I picked Beneil Dariush to win.
And you're hyping this up because you picked Sean O'Malley, dude. Like, he's not gonna win.
Well, we got his pick going.
Damn, Chase. We see which way you're leaning.
Hey, look, man.
I think, dude, if there's any way O'Malley's winning, he's knocking him the fuck out.
I think if you're running that betting line that Kyle's doing, I would personally do that as singles because I feel like all three of those fights are going to be tough.
Yeah,
all three for those.
He typed this parlay up, and I'm like, do not do that.
Well, when I win $500, fuck you, and fuck you.
Listen. When you got
me for $500,
when you got money like Kyle, it doesn't really matter.
Hey, hold on a minute. Don't even go there, because after the medical bills I just got hit at, I'll show y'all motherfuckers some bills.
Hold on, dude. Hold on. So talking about O'Malley and Jan, though. It's definitely a long shot. It's worth throwing a little flyer on there. But you already made your pick. We already know who you're picking here. But can we start here? Is that fine? Are you cool with
start
that?
wherever you would like.
The gap. Listen, the gap between the rankings was it 12? O'Malley's what 12 or something like that.
He's not even ranked.
Yeah.
He's
all
the way up to number
ranking.
1. He's fighting the number 1 ranked fighter at the weight class, dude. Yeah. That's a huge step. This guy is not. Who's the other guy? Hamzat. He's not the same fighter, dude. This ain't the same thing. So I'm sorry, man. It only takes one punch, and this is the most unpredictable.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think that there's a good chance that Petroyan goes in there and puts it on him. I'm just saying.
Well, I'll finish what I'm saying first. I think this dude is going to get worked in there. You're going to see a very distraught Sean.
Damn.
O'Malley,
I gotta say something,
and it's not going to work out in his favor. I think Jan's going to put on a clinic, and he's going to beat him up the whole time.
Wow.
J-Bone, I completely agree. So here's the thing with you, Corey. I'm looking you in the face right now. Last time Sean O'Malley fought, I was with you. And we both watched this fight, and honestly, you didn't seem very impressed.
No.
So I'm shocked that you're over here like, oh man, how could you doubt Sean O'Malley?
Well,
you doubted him last time he fought. I was with you, dude. He's not gonna beat
call him out.
He's not gonna beat Peter. And it's gonna be a fun fight for sure. It's gonna be one of those fights because when Sean O'Malley fights, it can end at any time. So you're like, ooh, you're on. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna be clenching your little toes or whatever, but like he's not gonna win. Like it's cool. It's fun, but like he's not gonna win, brother.
I feel like here's the thing, right? And looking at stylistically Pedro Munoz versus Petroyan, they're very similar, right? They're both like heavy boxers. They mix in leg kicks well. And I mean, Petroyan's a little bit better on the feet, I would say, but Pedro Munoz has the more of the ground threat. I feel like the big thing here is the reach advantage. We're going to see whether or not Sean O'Malley is able to implement that or not. That's the real thing. And I feel like the big difference between Pedro Munoz and Jan is the fact that Jan constantly keeps that high guard. And if Sugar is able to target the body and mix in his shots a little bit, I feel like he does stand a chance. That being said, I agree. If I was putting money on it, I'm probably going Petroyan because I feel like he's the more proven talent. And to your point, I feel like when we seen that step up in talent, it didn't look like it was necessarily. It looked like it could have went either way, and that's not what you were expecting to see in a Sean O'Malley fight, right? You were expecting to either see him get a very dominant finish or something along those lines, and maybe that could have happened. We still had a round and a half to go because if I'm not mistaken, it ended with like 2 minutes left in the second. But I don't know, man. I want to be the little, fanboy that's like, I feel like Sugar can get it done in this one. But man, it's definitely a tough matchup. It's definitely a huge step up in competition.
Oh, no doubt. And I'm not saying that I don't think with Petroyan, but here's the thing that I feel like not enough people are talking about. Everybody wants to talk about Sean O'Malley is jumping up to fight the number one guy. Mm-hmm. Let's look at this on the flip side for a minute. You got a guy in Petroyan who you're essentially the next guy. And this fight really doesn't do shit for him because you're fighting a guy that's not even in the top 10. So you're not only supposed to win, you should technically win,
Yeah, but you're fighting a fan favorite. So
sure, fine. That's fine. But think about it this way. If they go like the full 5 rounds or the full 3 rounds or whatever, then that could look bad on Petroyan, even if he wins, because he went 3 rounds with O'Malley, who's unranked. Yeah, he might be a fan favorite and shit, but when you talk about rankings and that kind of shit, there's a lot more to lose in this fight for Petroyan than there is for Sean O'Malley. If Sean O'Malley loses, you were supposed to lose to him because he was the number 1 contender. If Petroyan loses, this could loses, or maybe he has a lot tougher fight than maybe he expected, or whatever the case. If he does anything short of looking dominant against Sean O'Malley, and this could be really bad for fucking Petroyan.
Okay. I do feel you on that. And Kyle, you kind of got me fucking hyped. You kind of got me like, we need
That's what they do, bro.
Yeah, no, we got to get together now. You know what? Now I am going to watch the fights with you guys because I have to at least see this fight with you too. I try to show up 2 hours before ring time. So I'll hang out. Maybe I'll kick it. We'll hang out until I have to leave for the show. How far away are you from the show?
20 minutes.
All right, listen.
Listen,
we got to get Donald on board.
We got to get Donald Holland. Donald Holland.
Me and Donald are riding together, so we got to get Donald on board here.
Donald said he had to run to the store, so just buy him whatever drink he got at the store, and you should be fine.
Oh my gosh, Donald Holland! Let me tell you something about a man. His name is Donald. Donald
Duck.
Online, not my favorite. In person, he is such a threat. I think I said this on the podcast before.
I feel like you have.
Yeah, no, Donald's the best person in person.
Best person in
person. He's fantastic. And I can't wait. Every time I get to hang out with him, it's always a good time, dude. Because me and Donald love indie wrestling on like a level that most humans don't. So whenever we get to talk about it, it's like, I'm like, oh wow, there's another human like me. Yeah. That's so when me and Donald are kicking it, it's a good time. So hopefully we can get him out to watch.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this all figured out so we can lose all our money on parlays and stuff.
Yeah, well, guess what? Laugh all you want now, bitch.
No, listen.
Laugh all you want now, bitch.
It's funny if Kyle wins for real because he will get us. So
yep. Bad, and then the best part of it is I'll get 100 of them motherfuckers in ones and make it rain in this bitch.
I didn't say it was impossible. I just said
buying all the PBRs.
If you're running that line, I would do it as singles because I feel like that's a tough parlay for all three of those.
That's
legs
why I
today.
don't bet
That's
anything
the-
that I can't, like, I'm not okay with losing. Like, $20
Right,
is
right.
not going to hurt me. But anything past that, I might be a little bit upset.
That's my
So,
I mean, to kind of cap this Sean O'Malley Petraeus fight, I feel like, to what I was saying earlier, I feel like if Sugar Sean is able to target the body a little bit, we maybe be able to see an interesting fight here. Another aspect of it is Petraeus' mind game going into this. I mean, you hear it all the time from fighters, half the game is mental. And coming off that loss to Aljamain Sterling, following the disqualification to lose his title, you know, he thought he was going to go into that last one and dominate, right? So here he is again, thinking, I'm sure that, to your point, Kyle, I'm fighting the number 11 guy or whatever. I should be able to just, you know, clear house with this guy. Maybe we don't see that, and maybe it ends up being a tougher fight than he expected. I would still lean Petraeus because he's the more qualified fighter that's we've seen showcased more against the top level talent. But really, that's the best part about this pay-per-view is there's so many fights, whether it be the prelims, the early prelims, or the actual main card itself, that truly could go either way.
Yeah. And we deserve it because I feel like a big story this year has been guys not wanting to fight down a little bit or
Yeah.
not wanting to fight the next contender. This
well, this is a
entire-
way down.
this fight, yeah, but I mean the whole card, like Corey was saying, people are actually fighting ranking wise. They're actually fighting, dude. So it's like I'm really pumped about that. I really am.
I mean, to move on to the next fight, since you brought up the whole rankings thing, another person I feel as though that's taken a big kind of leap into the rankings pool, I guess you can say, Beneil Dariush taking on Mateusz Gamrot. That's not a fight he had to take, but that's an extremely competitive fight, at least on paper, going into it. I mean, we've seen what Gamrot was able to do just a couple months back in his first main event slot against Sarukian, I believe, is who he was fighting in that one. But incredible fight, potential fight of the year. Everybody loved the matchup, and here we are, him versus Beneil, man. Beneil coming off of the leg injury and stuff. I'm very excited for this fight. I feel like this is a sleeper one that isn't quite getting the attention it deserves.
So there's a few reasons why I picked Beneil Dariush for that parlay. Number one, I feel like he's like the most underrated fucking fighter in the UFC right now, almost.
It's the gray
because
hair.
especially well, fuck the gray hair. No offense to Alexander Volkanovski, but like, don't get me wrong, he's doing his thing at 145. I understand why the champ kind of jumps the line, but I mean, dude, Beneil Dariush is pretty much beaten almost everybody there is to beat at 155, and they've just been dancing around this motherfucker for a title shot. If he wins this fight, and then, like, I don't know if you guys really paid attention to that heading into this fight. You know, everybody's talking about Volko being the the alternate in case anybody misses weight, but like Dariush was under the impression from his management apparently that he thought it was him. So I mean, that's.
And
Go ahead.
he had clarified that in a submission radio interview with Beneil Dariush, where he had brought up the fact that he was pretty pissed off about it at first, but after realizing that, you know, it's extremely rare that the number one pound for pound fighter that's currently ranked number one wants to try to step into an active division, and that's what we're seeing here with Volkanovski trying to step in at 155. So I would be upset if I was Beneil Dariush as well, especially because of everything he's dealt with and the injury and stuff like that. It really sucks because you see now Islam in the title fight, even though he didn't end up really fighting, he fought Bobby Green, which I love me some Bobby Green fights, but he's not top 5 in the division. He's not the type of talent that proves that you're title ready. And Beneil Dariush was just kind of left in the dust. And then all the rumblings of Islam needs to prove himself, in one more before we put him in the title fight. We'll get him that Beneil fight that we originally had scheduled. And here we are. They're fighting on the same card, and he's fighting a guy way ranked below him. I believe like Gamrot's ranked like
He's
9
number
or
9.
8 or something. Yeah. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a very intriguing fight. I love the fight, but as a
But if
Beneil fan,
Dariush wins this shit, he better get a fucking somebody above number 6.
yeah,
so
but that's the thing is he shouldn't have to fight no more, right? I feel like
no, I
was
agree with
already-
that, but I'm just saying, regardless of what happens, this fight is booked. I'm saying after this, he better get somebody higher up. So with that being said, do you think Beneil gets it done, or do you got Gamrot?
I feel like Gamrot really showed me a lot. I feel like he showed me a lot. I feel like Arman Sarukian is definitely somebody that's going to be, the top level of the division in the coming years. And Gamrot was able to weather a tough storm in a couple of those rounds and end up on top. And I'm worried. That's what I mean when I was talking about this fight. I'm a Beneil Dariush fan, and I'm genuinely worried about this fight for him because I feel like Gamrot coming from KSW, I don't know how many people were able to watch his fights and stuff over there, but I did catch quite a few of them, and he was a multi-division champ over there, and that's Europe. That's Europe's top, promotion essentially, and he was doing incredible work over there, and to see him come over here and transfer that, man, I mean, it's a tough fight. I want Beneil Dariush, so that's the way that I'm gonna pick. I feel like he definitely has the skills to be able to get this one done. It's just, man, that's a tough fight against a rising prospect that's ranked way below him. So if he's not able to get this one done, that's a tough loss if he unfortunately does take the loss come Saturday.
So we got 2 for Dariush. Who y'all picking?
Yeah, I got Dariush too. There's no real reason for me to believe that he's not going to win.
J-Bone, who you got?
I'm with you guys, dude. I got him too. I'm not gonna blow smoke up you guys here. I'm not knowledgeable on the other guy like Corey is, so I know what I saw from Dariush, so I'm gonna take him.
No,
So-
I mean, what Corey said is very valid because we gotta keep it real right here. Gamrot has 21 wins and 1 loss. So I always really do put that into play. I think that really does weigh heavy in a fighter's mind. There's ebbs and flows or whatever, and he's on a big, he's like, I'm the man, I'm the shit. So it's not gonna be an easy fight. But I mean, hey, if Dariush is who we think he is, he should win, and that is what it is. And if not, then Gamrot's
If not, you got another star coming
big,
up.
big prospect. Seriously.
Yeah, this is
Because
a huge fight for him. If he gets a win, dude, this is going to be a huge win for him. Even though it's only a couple spots up the rankings, for him to beat a guy like Dariush, who's been like the uncrowned number 1 contender for how long at this point? I mean, it's definitely going to be a huge step up fight for him, and definitely something that helps him. Speaking of a step up fight, though, bro, the one that they got, if they do this in the order it says it's going to be, the one that kicks off the card, you got Caitlin Chikagian, who's ranked number 1 against the number 6.
Thoreau.
And that's what's crazy, right? Caitlin Chikagian is ranked number 1, and they got this chick from France ranked number 6 is the favorite, which I don't know that I agree with that. But, yeah. That's why I took her in that parlay. I got 2 out of the 3 of them all on underdog odds.
Yeah. What the hell?
It's a weird division, man. It is a really odd division. Obviously, I'm not gonna give a big rundown on there. I think Corey will be there to do that. But I got Chikugian, but it's such a weird division. She is ranked 1 for a reason, and Homegirl's ranked 6 for a reason too. I mean, that's very vague, but if you watch the fights, you know what I'm saying.
You do. I understand what you're saying, but I feel like it's in Manon Thoreau's perspective. It's just because she's unproven. It's not because of the talents lacking. I feel like that's why she was kind of not, I don't want to say gifted, right? But the way that this division's laid out, if you're able to put in some impressive finishes, you will work your way up into these, number 1 contender fights really quickly. And that's where we're at.
Agreed.
With that being said, I feel like she's really done a great job, except for her last fight against Jennifer Maia. I feel like Jennifer Maia definitely brought something out of her that wasn't what we were used to seeing with Furo or Manon Furo. I got to say the whole name or else
I had to look at her
I
name.
can't say like
how do you say it?
it's a French name, so you got to
gonna
pronounce
stretch
it
it?
like you're
Okay.
pronouncing Grashit.
Gotta stay ready.
He just
Gotta
thinks
figure
he
it
can
out.
pronounce it because he's got the girly hair.
It's because I did a half a semester of French in high school. That's why.
I just want to point something out.
Half a semester.
Look at him. Look how ready he
Got-
is. He stays ready for
Got to
Saturday.
get the stretches in.
Get them
Right.
Hindu squats
ready.
in. You know, we're going to watch the Tales from the Territory of AWA after this. I'm looking forward to
Stays
fucking
ready.
watching that
In-
shit.
In all seriousness, though, to spin back to the fight, I feel like Chikagian should be able to win because yet again, I like saying this one in this episode. Apparently, episodes just have themes of me saying the same like phrase over and over. But she's the more proven talent in this one, right? Manon Farrow is the up and comer who me at least as the hardcore is excited to see what her career ends up leading to. I feel like if she continues to evolve her skills a little bit, she could at least be somebody that works her way into the upper echelon of the division and eventually challenges for a title, whether win or loss. You know, I feel like Valentina's an incredibly tough fight, but I feel like she's somebody that at least brings skills that would make it a competitive fight. And that's the whole thing that division's lacking for the most part. That being said, I feel like Chikagian should be able to get it done. That's the way I would lean, but
I think Chikagian's going to get it done. I think it's going to be a tougher fight than people expect. But the reason I believe that Chikagian's going to win is if you watch her most recent fight, like she's a dog in there, dude. She don't give a shit about bleeding. She don't give a fuck about none of it. So, yeah. I mean, this girl might come out throwing fire, but I feel like her experience is going to be the difference in this one because I do think Farrow is going to come out throwing fire, but I feel like Chikagian's proven that even if you put it on her, and we've seen her bleed like that she'll still get in there and fucking fight. So to me, I feel like that's going to be what's the difference because I think Farrow is going to be coming in there trying to take her head off, however that looks. And I think if Chikagian can weather that or with her experience be able to kind of matador Farrow a little bit, I think that Chikagian can get it done. But obviously, like you said, she's got to be on top of her shit. But she's coming off a hard-fought win. And again, she, had the crimson mask and still got the dub. So I think she's ready to do so.
If I'm in Farrow's corner, though, the thing that worries me, if you're Chikagian, is the way Andrade was able to put her out with that body shot. That's what makes me kind of worried going into this fight, is I feel like Manon carries that type of power. And if you're able to throw combos where you get the guard up high and then, chase it down low and finish, with some power low, we could see her get her out, in that regard. But other than that, I feel like if the game plan isn't on point, I feel like Chikagian should be able to get it done.
And these are all tough fights. That's why it's so hard to pick, who's going to win. Okay, as far as the main card, before we talk about the main event, we've got the co-main event. You got TJ Dillashaw versus the champ Aljamain Sterling, which I just want to put this out here since we've been talking parlays. Thank you, Aljo, because since you won by DQ, you know what? I won $175 while I was in the motherfucking tattoo chair getting my tattoo from Lindsay Snow. So that's what I'm talking about. You paid for my tattoo, and on top of it, it was even better because I was in Florida, which gambling, you can't do it there. But my brother-in-law,
Whoa, let's not.
I put the bet in Michigan, so it's all right. They can't do shit to me.
Let's not.
They can't do shit. I ain't worried about nothing.
We don't do any illegal gambling here.
Who said it was illegal, bitch? It's legal here in Michigan.
Only Kyle does it. I'm pretty sure
it's only Kyle.
Is this the first time Kyle said bitch the whole time? Because
I
am proud of this man for not cussing me out. We're an hour into the podcast and he has not cussed me out until now. He's very proud of this.
He's actually been pleasant tonight. It's
great.
More me and you that are cutting up.
For sure.
That's all right. Do you use beard oil? I need to
I use beard oil. Yep. It's
Effy's
oil.
No, never mind. Anyway,
who do you got, Aljo or TJ Dillashaw? And I also want to know from both of you guys, does him popping from EPO. And the reason I say this, that it's different than any other kind of steroid, is because that's the only one that you've got to shoot up.
Well,
So my thing is, does that bother you at all as he comes back into another title fight?
I was gonna let J-Bone go, but
No, you go.
Since you got me hyped up about this EPL shit, I don't forgive TJ Dillashaw, because you know what? I loved that man when he beat Barao. Like, I cried, and I'm not kidding. I literally cried when he beat Joe Soto. And that was such a amazing. That was such an awesome fight. Like, I love the storyline behind it. Blah blah blah. Anyways, TJ's run beating what's the big head guy that he beat a couple times?
The Henan Brow.
Cody.
Garbrandt.
Cody, yeah. Him beating.
He beat
Cody,
the shit out of Henan Brow too. Ring the bell. I was in Chicago.
Yeah, I cried. I'm not kidding. I literally cried when I watched that
Cue
fight.
me up.
But for real,
You're supposed to have it ready, man. We've been doing that shit 3 weeks now, and every week you say that shit.
Honestly, you'll never be Devin, Joe, J-Bone. You'll never be Devin.
Devin was on point with that shit.
Sorry
Dang.
about that, but honestly, there we go.
There you go. Hot damn.
GCW bell also. That's also the GCW bell. If you don't know that, they don't have carry a real bell. They use a YouTube clip. But honestly, TJ hurt me. TJ literally hurt my feelings. So if you see this TJ Dillashaw, I weigh more than you. I will do things to you, like the sun and the moon.
Do things.
Don't mess with me, bro. No, but for real, he did hurt my feelings. I don't forgive him for the EPO stuff, and I'm not kidding. Especially at these these smaller weight classes. And I really don't forgive him. And I'm gonna be for real with him. I don't forgive him, but guess what? I don't want to see Aljo and Peter again. I don't want to see it. I'm good, bro. So
if Sugar Show has his way, you might not have to.
Yeah, great. But Sugar Show will get jobbed out by Aljo.
That's not gonna happen.
Aljo would work fucking Sean O'Malley, and we all know it. So let's not even bullshit around. We watched too many fights. If he can do that to Peter, get his back like he did, he can obviously get Sugar. So I'm not worried about it, bro. I don't want to see that fight either. I want to see Aljo lose, even though TJ made me cry in front of my wife, and she still married me. So I'm not kidding, though. I really wanted to see TJ win, and I want to see him lose the next fight. I want to see him get the belt and go, I'm the man. I did it. Even though he's a cheating fuck, he's gonna go to hell with Saddam Hussein.
Wow.
But, yeah, TJ's a terrible person. But he's gonna lose his next fight. I hope he wins this one, but loses next one. I guess if Sugar knocks him out, guess what? Sugar will beat him. I really feel that way. I'm not kidding. Sugar will beat him. If he can beat Jan, he can beat TJ. So whoever wins out of Jan and Sugar will beat TJ. I really, really feel that in my heart. So I hope TJ wins. And because also Aljo's not a great personality. I think he's corny, and I only need one corny person in my life, and that's Henry Cejudo. Oh,
damn! Shots fired.
That's my feelings on it, guys. That's my feelings on it.
I'm a fan of Aljamain, and I can agree he's a little corny, and there's the reason why he maybe hasn't grabbed the traction of the fans as much as I'm sure he would like to. I mean, you would think, being the premier division that everybody keeps talking about with 135, that this title fight would be on everybody's mouth and ears, but it's really, other than like out of the top 3 bouts on the card, this is by far the least talked about, and it's definitely a little bit of a slap in the face to Aljo. I feel like his title run after beating Jan the way he did in the last fight, I feel like is deserved for sure. So we'll see going into this fight. As much as I agree with you, I would hate to see Aljo versus Jan 3. I feel like even if Jan wins and Aljo wins, I don't think they'll go that direction. I think they'll find another way to spin it off of. But that being said, I feel like, to break down this actual fight, TJ is probably a little bit better on the feet. Aljo's probably a little bit better on the ground. Which one is able to implement that is really where the whole X's and O's boils down to, in my eyes, at least in this fight. I feel like if Aljo's able to get him down and at least apply that pressure, which Aljo's going to be the bigger guy in there. And if you've been checking out any of his photos on Twitter or Instagram or whatever platform you guys use, he's looking fucking jacked, dude.
Incredible, dude. A specimen.
Yeah, he's looking wild right now. So for him to be able to make 135, I mean, we'll see. Of course, he's still got to make weight, but
Right.
if he's able to come in that kind of shape and be the bigger guy, I feel like his wrestling's going to be too much. And I feel like the thing is he hasn't had to showcase it too much in his last couple fights because he was in there against guys who were just better strikers, but not necessarily better grapplers, right? But if you look back to, yet again, Pedro Munoz, bring him up again, you look up the Aljo versus Pedro Munoz fight, that was a 3-round decision where Aljo just pretty much outpunched him for the majority of the fight. I mean, he outkicked him, outpunched him, was able to win the fight on the ground and wasn't able to really implement his wrestling throughout the whole fight. So I feel like, that being said, I feel like TJ's going to have his hands full. I feel like it's definitely a winnable fight for TJ.
And don't forget he's coming off that knee too.
That's definitely a valid point too. Age is not his friend at this point, coming off the injury and stuff. And I never want to see a snake like TJ Dillashaw win. I've seen enough of him holding a belt in my MMA days. And I hate to be salty, right, because everybody makes mistakes, and he owned up to it and stuff like that. But that being said, for him to go in there, in my opinion, lose the Corey Sandhagen fight and then now immediately come into now a title fight is I could give or take it, you know? I could give or take it. So I being an Aljo fan, I hope he's able to get it done. I hope we're able to see the dominant wrestling take hold out here in Abu Dhabi come Saturday.
Yeah, I think Aljo's going to win, man. But the thing with that fight is that, like you said, I don't know that MMA in general is ever going to be able to look at TJ the same. Like, if I'm being honest, like, I don't know that even if he were to come back and let's say he wins the title and just goes on a run and just defends it a bunch of times, like, I don't know that he'll ever be able to erase the stigma. Now, I don't have anything against TJ personally, but you know, it is what it is. And he's got to, you know, that's kind of like the old saying, you know, you make your bed, now you got to lay in it. So I think that all he really cares about going into this is that he's getting another title shot. But with that being said, I'm still interested to see how that knee is going to hold up after having a knee surgery and getting hurt fresh off of being off for, what was it, 2 years or 3 years he got for that suspension, and then to get hurt right when you come back, and now you're out another year. So, you know, even though he had that fight and won, he's going to come into this one, in my opinion, with a little bit of ring rust as well. So I think if Aljo is able to, you know, kind of implement whatever game plan it is that he wants to see come to fruition, I think Aljo can get the job done. All right, dude. Main event time. This fight is intriguing.
Did I say who I thought was going to?
I thought you said. I thought you said when you said TJ was a snake. I thought he said the same thing as Chase. That's why I win.
I just want to point out that I didn't say who I think was going to win. I just say who I wanted to win. By the way, because this is such a close fight that I wasn't even trying to predict it. I was just telling you what I want to happen. I think Corey gave a great analysis on it. Honestly, I don't really have anything to add to it. I just want to say I never said who I thought was going to win, just who I want to win. It's a very close fight, and I don't know what's going to happen in those grappling exchanges, and they're going to happen, you know? Yep. So they're going to for sure happen. So I don't know what's going to happen. Most likely Aljamain will dominate him, but we have no idea. We really don't know. Right. What about you?
Most Jay likely. Bone, I always play all
host of knockouts and 3 counts. What do you think?
I always play off Corey, man, because Corey knows what he's talking about. That's why we have Corey's corner. We have Corey's corner for this. But no, you're right. Aljo's probably going to win this one, but TJ's got a puncher's chance, dude, and he's still one of the OGs.
And he's got power. That's the thing. Like, regardless, I mean, that guy's got slick hands.
He's
like,
one of the OGs.
You can take steroids, but that doesn't make your hands slick like that.
It's hard to go against him, man. So
not your technique.
Well, it gives you
Dude,
more-
him training with Dwayne Bang Ludwig makes him have slick hands. I'm not saying that it doesn't make you faster or hit harder or anything like that. I'm saying on a pure how his hands look and shit, you could take.
We can do this all day. We can do this all day. The reason we talked about EPO and why we both hate it, I thought you were on the same page as me, but I guess
I do. I don't like that he took steroids, but I'm saying
it's
that
not
doesn't
steroids.
not
It's
the
EPO.
steroids.
Do this EPO,
Whatever. EPO doesn't make.
Listen to me.
EPO doesn't make the guys fucking the
my
skills.
brother. It does, my brother, because you have more time to train. You have more you don't have less time to recover. So you get more time to go as hard as possible that other guys don't get. So
I'm just saying the technique work that you still have to put those hours in to be able to have the technique to be able to fight on your feet like
to
he
put the
is.
technique work in because of the fucking EPO. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not a fan of it either. Like anyone that watches the show knows I fucking hate steroids. So it is what it is. But all right, Makachev and fucking Oliveira. This fight is so intriguing.
I don't think
because
Jordan ever.
Who think's gonna win, Jordan?
damn it, this guy, what the fuck?
Jordan. He got Oliveira. No. The last fight. Dillashaw gonna win.
J Bone's live from the shitter. J Bone's live from the shitter.
Live from the streets of Pontiac.
The snake. He thinks the snake's getting it done.
No, I repeat before you. You're good.
Oh man! All right. Well, he thinks TJ is gonna get the job done. Well, Oliveira versus Makachev is another one that's very interesting because in the same way we talk about that with O'Malley and Jan, I mean, Oliveira, if he wins this fucking fight, is cleared out 155.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, who else are you going to have him fight? He already beat Gaethje. He already beat Chandler. He already beat Poirier. If he beats Makachev, the only one left for him, and Ferguson, and the only one left for him to beat is if he fucked up Khabib, and I don't know that Khabib's going to come back unless...
Dariush.
Hey, if you are...
Go ahead. If he wins, give him the fucking fight. I just said that. But, I mean, realistically, when you talk about the names in the division, he's beat them all.
And that's why... that Dana White came out and said, no matter who wins come Saturday, Volkanovski is the next contender, which is very surprising to me given the matchups that are on the card and stuff like that. But that being said, I feel like either way, I'm down to see Volkanovski versus either Oliveira or Islam. That'll be a hell of a matchup.
I gotta be honest. I'm completely shocked by you guys because we're talking about a man, Charles Oliveira, okay, who's defeated the top 5, and you guys are hyping up Dariush. Who the fuck?
Hold on, I didn't say he's gonna beat Oliveira.
I didn't say who was gonna beat him.
You guys are talking about him though. It's just like, yeah, of course Volk is gonna get the next title shot, dude. Of course he's gonna get the next title shot. Like he
should.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't get it over Dariush. I'm just saying that guy gets overlooked like a motherfucker and should have been fought for the title a long time ago.
He doesn't fight anybody in the top 5. You have to fight one.
He's been calling for the shit though. Like if you listen,
he's not had a fight in the top 5, right?
Okay. So Corey, hey, if you're watching, you could see Corey like kind of like the electrons are going through his body. He's like, oh shit, we're talking about the main event. He's like getting so pumped. But Corey, I know, brother. I feel what you're feeling. But let me just say something. Of course, I'm never gonna stop saying anything. But I'm going to give my prediction first because I'm going to let the real experts at the Knockouts and 3 Counts podcast give their expert opinions. Let me just tell you something right now. If you follow Uncle Chase, I guarantee you're winning bread. Let me tell you something. For the main event here, Islam Makachev, if you bet, I'm going strictly betting and for my analysis today. I don't bet against the guy with the record of 20-1. I don't bet against this man. Okay, I don't. Charles Oliveira. We've seen this. Everyone here has watched MMA for over 10 years, right?
Yeah.
We have seen the guard come and go 2 or 3 times by now. Look at the top 5. Oliveira. We're talking Oliveira, Poirier, Gaethje, Chandler. Everybody's in their late 30s. Let me tell you something. When you're in the late 30s, you're either in your prime or at the end of your prime, or you're one fight away every time. A guy like Islam, we've seen it so many times, guys, where a guy like Islam who's young and hasn't lost, and he's coming in to beat Oliveira. We've seen it, guys. We've seen it plenty of times, dude. It's going to happen again. History is going to happen again. And I love Oliveira's story. I think it's beautiful. But we've seen this happen, guys. Look at the top 15 of the lightweight division. Connor's still in the top 15, dude. RDA still in the top 15. Ferguson's still in the top 15. All these old guys are still in this top 15 of the lightweight division. We've seen it before. Islam is the next guard. He's the next guard coming up, dude. It's going to happen again. He's going to win. If you're betting, he's going to win. Put the bet on that. And you know what? You can sue Uncle Chase Burnett if you take this betting advice. That's my opinion. I'm keeping it real. I've been hurt too many times ignoring the statistics. I'm a statistic guy. I'm keeping it real with you guys. It might hurt because Oliveira's story is amazing. And yeah, it is. But the new guard's coming, guys. Dariush is coming, guys. You know, Fazeev is coming. It's like even Gamarot, who's on this, he's gonna keep coming up. Like, dude, like this is real. The top 5 is old. The top 15 is old. It's coming right now when we're witnessing it. I'm serious. Mark my words. Seriously, love Oliveira, but mark my words on this. I'm serious.
I think to your point, Oliveira is on the younger scale of the older echelon of the division. I don't think he is quite as old as, you know, the Poiriers and the Chandlers and stuff. I feel like those guys are more on their back 9, I guess you could say.
We're talking about 30 plus. Once you're in 30 plus fights, dude, that's it. You're either you're one.
Sure, but he's also bigger and healthier now than he was at 145, though.
You're one fight away from your prime every time once you hit this age, dude.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely not wrong. But I feel like one thing to kind of counterpoint that, I feel like an interesting point that needs to be brought up is this is the first time, as long, you know, knock on some wood real quick, but this is the first time, as long as everything plays out, that there will be a matchup with in the UFC with 2 guys that have a 10-win win streak against each other in the UFC. Okay. So that being said, I feel like both of them are just truly in their stride. So it's really just what happens once they meet. This fight for me of all of them is the hardest one to predict. I feel like, to your point, well, you can't really sleep on somebody's record, right? He only has 1 loss, but that 1 loss was because he got caught slipping and got knocked out early in his UFC career. And that being said, I feel like Charles Oliveira is just a little bit better everywhere except for wrestling. But if Islam just wants to rely on his wrestling, I feel like Charles Oliveira, with the most submissions in UFC history, has a real shot to end up choking him out or getting something that'll at least get him out of that position from, you know, underneath him. And we'll see, because the Dagestani wrestling's real, and, you know, this is as bloodlines to Khabib as it gets. You know, Khabib will be in the damn corner, so it doesn't get any, you know, closer to the Dagestani roots, you know, per se. But that being said, I feel like Charles has just got that it factor everywhere except for the one thing, and that's what always. You were saying you're analytical and stuff with your way of breaking down fights. The way I look at it, and I've made the note of it many times on this show, who has more positions which they can finish the fight from? And I feel like if you're looking at that, I feel like Islam, his way of finishing the fight is maybe he lands some crazy kick or something like that and knocks him out, because his striking isn't bad. His striking's definitely better than Khabib's was, in my opinion. But that being said, I really think his way to win is either grind him out for 5 rounds and get us some decision victory, or ground and pound him to victory, which, to my point, I feel like when you're facing somebody with the most submissions ever in the most touted MMA organization there is, that's a tough ask to just go, on the ground with him for 5 rounds and expect to just, come out unscathed. So we'll see. I really love the fact that, yet again, knock on some wood, because I really hope this matchup plays out and everything works out, the way it's supposed to with this. But it's kind of redemption for the whole Tony Ferguson Khabib thing, right? It's like, to make like a meme joke of it, it was like when you ask for Tony versus Khabib and your mom says you got it at home, it's Islam versus Oliveira. That's literally what this fight is. It's the closest like thing that you can get to what was the main course before. So
It's the wish
definitely. Yeah, I don't even think it's that though, because to what I was spinning to earlier, I think it's just a different version with just as much stakes. I feel like maybe the Khabib thing was a little more built up because he had the 0 on his record, and Tony Ferguson was just Tony and went through all hell in all his fights to maintain that record that he did. But I feel like, that being said, both of these guys and being in double digit, win streaks, it's unheard of. It's wild. And that being said, I really hope Oliveira is able to get it done, both as a fan and a analytical point. I feel like he's got the skills to be able to go in there with somebody like Islam, but we'll see. I do agree with Chase's point here that in the coming year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it takes, because a lot of these guys don't like to fight down in the rankings, but we're gonna see some movement in the top of the division coming in the next couple of years for sure, because these guys are getting older. But I don't feel like Oliveira's time's come yet. I feel like he's going to be able to get it done out in Abu Dhabi this Saturday.
All right, J-Bone, who you got, Oliveira or Makachev?
Man, I would love to see Oliveira win, but with the whole story and everything, and it's a great story, like Uncle Chase said here. But also, to his point, I think it's all about, how do you advance the ground? I know Oliveira is so good on the ground with submissions, but as far as wrestling and advancement on the ground, I don't think he goes anywhere once he goes down, dude. And I don't think he's going to have a problem taking Charles down. And I think Charles is going to have a big problem.
But can he handle Charles on the ground, though?
I think he can. I think he's going to fight the submissions, and he's going to grind them out for 5 rounds, dude. I think he's going to win it by decision.
All right, so I have to be the tiebreaker on this one. Look at this shit. Well, we're going to be tied because I think Oliveira beats him. I think Oliveira beats him, and here's why. Chase brought up the point of a lot of the guys at 155, kind of being on their way out. I disagree when it comes to Oliveira. Here's why. Anyone who follows this show, which you should be, and already hit that subscribe button. But with that being said, I had no love loss for Oliveira. Oliveira, when he was on a string of weight misses at 145, one of those was against one of my good friends and a brother of mine, Miles Jury. So I was definitely not a big fan of Oliveira because I don't like weight misses. We've also talked about what's happened when I've had it happen to me. So like I said, I've never been a big fan of weight misses and things like that. But Oliveira, since he's come back up to 155, has not only been able to fill his body back out, he also has gotten dropped in every fight, been able to get back up, and he's won by knockouts, he's won by submissions, and we're not talking about, somebody who had a few defenses against somebody who's like number 7, somebody who's number 6, on the way up. He's beaten everybody there is at 155. Now, I think even though Makachev is fighting up in a lot of ways, I think he's going to be Oliveira's toughest test. I think the big question in this fight is going to be if Makachev comes across the cage and say he drops Oliveira, will he be able to deal with hurting Oliveira and having Oliveira get back up and keep fighting with him? And I also think, yes, in the wrestling department, I think Makachev definitely has got Oliveira outclassed. I think that when you throw in the submissions to it, if Charles is able to, kind of wear him out. Maybe for the first few rounds, maybe Makachev, beats him up, takes him down a little bit, beats him up for a little bit. But once he gets tired, if Makachev lays on Oliveira at all, kind of trying to ride it out and beat him up, Oliveira could snatch up your fucking arm or neck like that. So for me, that's what I feel like is going to make the difference, and the confidence and experience that Oliveira is coming in with. Because, dude, he's cleared out that division. If he beats Makachev, there ain't nothing else for him to really do at 155. Unless
he's doing it to all these guys in their hometowns too, right? Like he fought Gaethje, not necessarily hometowns. Gaethje was a hometown fight, but he's fighting all these guys in their home countries. He fought Poirier in the United States. He fought Gaethje in the United States. And now he's fighting Islam over in the Middle East. And it might not be his home country, but it's as close as it gets. That's where they're running shows out there. So he is definitely, I know he's not the official champ because of the 0.4 pounds or whatever the hell it was last fight. But that being said, man, you got to give him props there too.
He went out and finished him though. If you ever gonna miss weight, that's the way you should win a fucking fight. Because
he hasn't fought you though, Corey. Why is he ducking you?
I don't know, man. He'd have to move up a weight class. There's no single chance in hell I ain't making 155. He might have to move up.
Corey drinks too many red stripes to make that weight.
Yeah, Corey would have to cut off his cock to make 155.
We're not going to talk about the joke that just came to my dude. We're not even going to talk about the joke that came to my
his
head.
Hair.
I have power of his hair.
His cock and his locks.
Yeah.
Look,
he meant to say locks.
I'm gonna just leave it at this. There's stories that I can tell you from our childhood that would make motherfuckers cringe. So we're just gonna leave that at that.
If I lost,
he's got a dick pic.
He's got a dick pic. Shout out to Chris Cale. Shout out to 5-Finger Death Punch. With that being said, before we get out of here on these fights, speaking of people in their corners, you got Bilal Muhammad going to have fucking Khabib in his corner.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, I like it, but he's going to need it though against Sean Brady because he's going to try to submit him. But everybody this is another fight where, like with Ferro versus Chikagian, right? Where everybody's kind of talking about Sean Brady because Sean Brady's been on such a run and been hitting these submissions and doing his thing. Now, I'm not saying that it's out of the way for Sean Brady to be able to do that again. But what I am saying is that the pace that Bilal Muhammad puts on everybody he fucking fights is going to be a problem. And Bilal Muhammad has the skills to be able to wrestle, which might make him be able to get back up if it does turn into a grappling exchange. For that being said, and with him working with Khabib, who knows? Shit, we got to see if Brady's able to get him on his back with all this being said. So with that being said, that's another one I'm looking forward to.
Well, plus, if Khabib's in your corner, your fucking winning percentage goes up like 60%.
I mean,
I'm so glad.
If he wears the hat like Khabib, it's like a 75% chance he's going to win.
I mean, come on.
I'm so glad you brought this fight up so I didn't have to force it right there at the end because I wanted to so bad. I was itching. I had the finger up and everything. I was getting this one in there one way or another, damn it. But that being
that's
said.
What she said.
You can get it in there.
Oh, fuck. That being said, I feel like this Sean Brady versus Bilal Muhammad fight should have been a main event on a fight night much more than. I mean, I love the fact that it's opening the main event of the prelims or whatever you want to say, but I would much rather have seen this as a 5-round fight. I really love this matchup. I feel like with both of them being, extremely wrestling heavy and both really good wrestlers.
I think it might force him to go for a finish more though.
I feel like it's going to force either somebody's going to get exposed to be, one's going to be the better wrestler and it's going to be, on display, or somebody's going to be stronger, whatever the case be, because I've heard tons of stories from all the interviews of guys from Philly saying that Sean Brady's the strongest guy that they've ever trained with, yada, yada. So we shall see. But that being said, I feel like Bilal Muhammad, if it plays out the way I think it will, which their wrestling will probably counteract each other and the fight will take place on the feet, I feel like Bilal Muhammad has the better striking. I just feel like Sean Brady has more of the knockout power. So if that's the way this fight does end up playing out, I feel like Bilal Muhammad should be able to get it done. He just has to definitely mind his P's and Q's out there and not get his face punched in. But other than that, I feel like Bilal Muhammad should be able to get it done. That's the way I'm riding on this one.
Who y'all got, Bilal Muhammad or Brady?
You go first.
No real reason for me to believe Muhammad will lose. I don't have much of a reason to believe that.
I'm with him, man. He's on a good streak.
Look,
can
we're
use
all
his
saying,
resume.
remember the name.
Remember
Bilal
the name.
Muhammad.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is the featured prelim fight, right?
Yep.
It is. It's the main event of the prelims. And for any of you guys who haven't been paying attention to us for a while, here's a little known fact. Did you know that Bilal Muhammad is also the cousin of past guest of the show, the baddest you ever seen, boy, Shane Taylor? You know, that's a little fact for you.
Shane
But,
Taylor, the guy from the intro?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
my
guy.
God.
Hot damn, look what we did there. Connect the dots.
Incredible. You
So
know,
listen, Uncle Chase slipped me a cool $500, so I'm gonna need you to put him on that intro. Don't worry about the payment. But
we gotta get one of
intro.
the
It's
cool
like
flip
the intro
spots.
is just like, yeah, anybody but me. It's like it's just like just throw me a moon. I could do a moonsault and like you get throw it on the intro or something.
he already
like,
paid me for it, so it's
like,
cool.
Jesus
fine.
Christ,
No,
guys!
we gotta get a
How much more do I
clip
need?
of some of
I already wrestled for GCW. Our ROH isn't even a promotion anymore, and you guys are like Shane Taylor. This is for fucking knockouts and 3 counts. Okay, cool, dude. You don't even wrestle anymore, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
You lie. Shane was just on Impact. What do you mean? But with that being said, dude, I'm looking forward to this weekend. This weekend's going to be badass. If you guys are in the building at GCW, make sure you come say what's up to the homies as we show up and show some love for Uncle Chase and all those
streamers.
good things.
Bring streamers.
Bring streamers. All right, Uncle Chase, I'll let you get the last word on this one. What's if you've got anything for anybody who's on the fence with GCW, any last thoughts on facing Bussy come this Saturday at GCW?
Come this Saturday.
Miss Saturday. I mean, there's some fat things, but we can't talk about that on the air.
Absolutely. Don't want to get canceled.
Don't want to get canceled.
I would just say, listen, if you look at that card and you can't see anything that you don't like as a human being that gives you an emotion or some kind of wetness or some kind of hardness, then do not even watch wrestling anymore. Do not come to the show. I don't want you there because some of the best wrestlers in the world will be there, and I'll be there, and Hoodfoot's going to be there, and he's incredible. So if you don't want to, He's so good, dude. So if you don't want to hang out with Hoodfoot, then you know what? Just sit in your corner in your room, dude. Because you didn't do anything this weekend except be a loser. Or come to the show and be cool with knockouts and 3 counts.
I would love to.
I was going to say knockouts and 3 counts would be there. So
after that, I would love to be there, but
yeah,
Yeah,
whatever, Corey. Here's the thing about Corey. We like him so much, and then he just doesn't like us. I don't know what it is.
Hey, man, I've known the guy for 20 years, and I feel like that sometimes. So, I mean, I feel you.
I'll just put this out there. Anytime Corey has stepped out of the house, it has been pretty epic. Maybe it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's pretty fucking epic.
We literally have a red carpet, all 3 of us in our trunks. And when Corey shows up to an event, we actually roll the red carpet out for him on the rare occasion.
Section by section. So
that he actually comes out. So,
yeah, because I mean, it looks like on the show like he likes us, but he really don't. Like I said, I mean, I've known the motherfucker for 20 years, and it's like, hot damn it. But, something that can get everybody out of the house. I'm going to probably plug this bitch every week for the next 4 weeks. But if y'all motherfuckers like fights, y'all need to be at Lights Out November 12th, Dearborn Heights Hype Athletic Center, Austin Bashy versus last week's guest, Joey Starnuts, Joe the Party Penafil. It's going to be a damn good time. I don't know why Matt Friendo gave me another live mic, but if you're in the Dearborn Heights area, I want to see somebody get knocked the fuck out, and they're going to let me run my mouth while they do it. So if you guys are in the mood for some fights, make sure you get some tickets. Make sure you're in the building. I'm looking forward to this shit. What the fuck are you two jokers laughing at over there?
I was gonna say this has been one fucking hell of a night.
It's been such a great podcast.
I've had so much fun.
Eventful.
Very unique episode of the show.
You know,
Kathy, you got to come in from Friday or at least be watching it so you can laugh at me on commentary. It's going to be me and our boy Kenny the Boss Cross on commentary, so who the fuck knows what's going to get said across that microphone.
I know it's gonna get said. You're gonna call people bitches. You're gonna say motherfuckers.
I didn't
Look at-
swear
look at
one
his
time in that last broadcast.
So
Thank you.
proud of you, bro. My brother.
Not one time.
Bitch ass takedown.
Kyle, the classic man, Collison. He's the best, dude. Everybody knows about him. Every time I walk out of the streets, I go to a show. They go, "Where's Kyle? Where's Kyle?" And I tell him I wasn't able to pay for him, so he wasn't here be able to come here today. But like, I can't pay.
First of all, anyone that knows me knows I'm never the guy that asks for free tickets ever.
No, ever, never. I absolutely agree with
Right.
that. People are asking me where you are. You're so damn famous, but that I don't know where I was going with that one. But
This show is
Anyway,
I
dude.
love you guys.
I'll see you guys this Saturday.
We're gonna be hanging
Yeah,
out this
Saturday.
weekend. We're gonna be hanging out next weekend. And Corey, if you don't come out, guess what? You're so damn tall. I could just I could knife your Achilles tendon, and you would never know it was me because I'm so short and you're so tall. So
Don't Clay Thompson me, bro. I don't want
either
fucking
come
two
out.
seasons
I'm not-
Either come
bro.
out for your birthday or you'll never come out again. I'm not.
I'm
kidding.
going to leave that alone because I totally just.
Or never come
Corey.
out again.
Corey, all I'm going to say is, hi, damn it. I had a blast. I'm going to Cheapy Creepy. I'm going to be freshly squeezed. It's going to be a damn good
Freshly
time.
squeezed.
If you guys haven't already done so, make sure you freshly hit that motherfucking like button, subscribe button, all the buttons. Shout out to G3 Payroll and Tax. Get your money. And while you're at it, go hit up Michigan's Finest and tell them Knockout the 3 Count sent you. We'll see if I drop dead on Saturday at GCW Drop Dead. Until next time, and in the in-between time, we've got a Savage Gentleman and Josh Friend before he goes to war in that UFC cage. Hit that button. Peace.
Follow me on Twitter.